Hey, parents and students, this is Mr. Swain. It is Friday. That means it is time for eNews. We'll try to get through this as quick as we can. I don't have a whole bunch for you today, and we'll get you started on your holiday break. First and foremost, let's go down just what's in this eNews, and then we'll talk about a couple extra things after that. First, there is a COVID link underneath my part of this. It is a new dashboard that the district has created, or a hot button that the district has created. If you or a family member get COVID or your student or a family member get COVID over the break, you'll just go to that, click on that button, input the information that you need, and then the district will check all that stuff on January 4th, particular to each campus, for us to then make calls for close contacts and all that kind of stuff to make sure that we don't have anything happen or pop up here at school on the 6th when your kids return. It's nice of the district to take this on so that each one of our campus COVID contacts doesn't have to use their entire Christmas break to trace COVID cases. I would like to give a shout out to Mr. Wardell and our nurse, Ms. Hughes, for all the work that they have done this first semester to keep everybody as safe as possible. It is kind of a hassle at times when we have to take kids from in-person to virtual learning. Our football team went out for a while, and it's a hassle, but those two have been amazing in the way that they've taken kids and their safety so seriously this year and really made sure that we've been as safe as we possibly can. So a huge shout out to those two for all the work that they've done. Also in the eNews, right underneath the COVID update, there is a new A/B schedule for the second semester. We had to realign our schedule to make sure that we stay with the high school. You will see on January 27th that there is a yellow box on that day, because that day will be an asynchronous day for the whole district as a whole. Well, for middle schools in the district as a whole. I believe the high schools are doing it on the 26th. High school's giving the SAT on the 26th. We are giving the PSAT 8-9 to our 8th graders on the 27th. They do have to be here on campus to take that test. That is not something that we can give them virtually, because it is a college board platform and they don't have a way for us to do it virtually. So your kid would have to come up here. Obviously, we will social distance, keep kids apart. The kids that have been here on campus will be together. The kids who are virtual will be in the same spaces, social distance, to make sure of that. If you do there, so on the 4th, there'll be a letter that goes home explaining the reasons why we're going to get the PSAT and why it's important. Essentially, just in a nutshell, the PSAT is really important for our 8th graders because it's the first time for them to really take a test that is cued directly to their college readiness level. Once they take that test, they will have an account that is created at the college board, which is linked to Khan Academy. Khan Academy will create a specific learning plan just for them based on their strengths and weaknesses from the PSAT for them to work on over the next couple of years before they take the PSAT at the high school in 10th grade. From that point, they'll create a new plan based on their scores from the PSAT for them to work on until they take the SAT as a junior, to give them, so they can hopefully get the score that they need for scholarships or whatever it is that they plan on doing in the future. So that is an important test for them to take. I know that we're in a crazy time with the pandemic. We will keep the kids as safe as we possibly can on that day, but they do physically have to be here if they're an 8th grader and they want to take that test. Obviously, we have some 6th and 7th graders that need to be at school because mom and dad can't stay at home with them or aren't comfortable with them being at home by themselves. So we still have that opportunity as well. So there'll be a survey for the 8th graders to let us know they're coming, and there'll be a survey for the 6th and 7th graders to let us know whether they need to be at school or not that day. The students will have activities to do. The teachers will create things for them to do that day, but it will be a day where there's no live instruction because we will be given the PSAT. Like I said, on the 4th, you'll get more information about that, and we'll be talking about it in eNews as we get closer to that date. I just kind of wanted you to be aware of it so you can plan accordingly if you needed to. Next thing in the eNews is a counselor update. On that counselor update, there is a link in the blog for self-care. During this pandemic, I think everybody has a little bit of stuff that's going on. There's some ideas and some tips on how do you take care of yourself during this time. And so I think it's worth taking the time to look at, and I appreciate our counselors for looking for things that are relevant to us at this point in time. Also in their update is some information for the 8th grade students about high school transition. Take a chance to look at that if you're an 8th grade parent so that you can stay up to date on all the things that are going on. Next in there is still some UIL sign-up time. If you are interested in participating in academic UIL, you can click on, or you can see on there who you need to email for the particular class or particular group you would like to be a part of. you simply send them an email and they'll give you the information of when they are meeting. Most of them are meeting during a huddles time, during the async part of that, so that we don't add additional screen time to kids because they have enough of it as it is. And we're trying to be cognizant of that as well. Last but not least of what's in the eNews, there is some updates from athletics. We did get to play baseball, basketball this week. Our girls and boys played this week. This is the second week for the girls. We've been able to get all of our games in, which is super exciting. I got an update from our middle school contact to the athletic director's office. And I believe the update said that we played 115 volleyball games as a district, 80 football games, and we've been, I think it's 30 or 50 girls basketball games and 15 boys basketball games so far this year. I think that's a huge credit to our student athletes, to our coaches for all the work that they've been doing to make sure our kids safe, to our custodial staffs to making sure that happens, and to the district as a whole for setting up protocols that allow us to be able to do that. I think if you think back into July, I don't think any of us thought we'd be playing any of this stuff this year. I think we all thought we would be kind of a sports-free semester, and it has not been that way, and it's been good for kids to be able to participate. And I appreciate everybody involved for making that happen for kids. Along those lines, we have had a bunch of fine art stuff happening as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention them in this eNews as well. Our band has done some a virtual concert that they will be sharing with their families on a Facebook Live event in the future. I watched it today. It's about 15 minutes long. It's awesome. The kids are getting to do that. And it's amazing the technology that the teachers have, I'm not going to say mastered, but have really come a long way with to be able to put something like that together. It's been really good for kids. And then our choir went caroling with their kids last Friday and Saturday, social distance, mask, the whole 9 yards. But it was a huge blessing to a lot of our community that got to see them, and the smile on kids' faces and the activity of being sort of normal for kids was really awesome. And so we're happy that happened for them. Orchestra had a concert last night, kind of out on the porch for their families to participate. I think we had about 30 orchestra members come. They social distance. They sat outside. I'm sure it was kind of cold, but they sat outside and they were able to have a performance, which is also pretty cool, since that's a big thing that happens in orchestra about this time of year. And then our theater is also working on a virtual play that is actually in the final digital editing stages of it right now. So we're hopeful that that's available pretty soon. Please look for an eNews probably on December 23rd. I think I'll be sending something out of an event that maybe your family would like to sit down and watch it together. So I'm waiting for that information to come out to us. Last but not least, there are, two things. Tonight at 7:00 at Kelly Reese, the Dragon football team, I even busted out my old Dragon football helmet right here. The Dragon football team will be in round 2 of the playoffs. They are playing Cibolo Steel, like I said, at the Palace at 7:00. I don't know if there's tickets available. I heard people were scalping them because they were such a hot commodity, since there's a limited number of seats available for these games. They beat Lake Travis last week pretty handily, actually. Great play all around the way from the Dragons. But I do want to give a shout out to a couple of former Chisholm Trail Cougars. Trey Brown plays on the defensive line, played a fantastic game, harassed the quarterback all night long. It was really good to see. And then maybe the play of the night, Connor Wagner made interception right about on the 5-yard line to stop a Lake Travis drive that would have brought them closer in the game, made them feel like they still had hope. Made a great pick across the middle. It was awesome. He does need to work on his celebration. It didn't go so well, but he made the play, and that was the most important thing. So if you have time tonight and you can get a ticket, come out and support the Dragons. I know that they appreciate it. The atmosphere was almost normal last week, and it was really kind of fun to be a part of. And truly, last but not least, we are moving into our winter break. If you celebrate Christmas, it's a Merry Christmas to your family. If you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate something else, I hope that goes the way it's supposed to go for you, and that you really get to spend some time with your family. I think if this pandemic has taught us anything, a lot of times in life we get so busy that the things around us that are most important we kind of lose sight of. And hopefully over the course of this, the silver lining is that we've reconnected with our families. And I know that this isn't going to be a normal Christmas. That the grandparents may not be involved at the same level that they were before, but please make sure you reach out to them. make your family event as best as you can. Stay safe. We want everybody to be here on January 6th when you come back to school. But as we move forward in this, Merry Christmas to your family. Happy New Year, and we will see you on January 6th. We'll see y'all later.